Welcome students. In this lecture, we will discuss about piracy, insider threats and defensive information. As we discussed in the previous lecture, you can protect your intellectual property with the help of copyrights, patents, trademarks and trade secrets. Intellectual property refers to creations of mind. In short, these are the inventions. Whatever the web contents that you are delivering, whatever the software programs that you are created, music, songs, processes, products that is new invented, it falls under the category of intellectual property. And you know that you can protect them with the help of different methods that we are earlier discussed. But after publishing that particular information, there is a still a risk or threat to your intellectual property. Let's take an example to elaborate this particular issue. Suppose that you are writing a contents over the website, means you are writing a blog, you are providing an information, or you are creating some music and publishing it over the internet. But some peoples are there, they are trying to make copies of your published works and redistributing it for economical gain or commercial purpose without your knowledge, without your consent. What will happen? It will leads to your economical loss, as well as that will create a new security problem, security threat to your information or your published work. And this problem, it's called piracy. So you can define piracy as: piracy is a illegal replication of original contents for commercial gain without the consent of owner. Actually, this is a theft of your intellectual contents that will lead to economical loss, as well as it also affects on creative potential of society. If you want to more elaborate it, you can define piracy as the unauthorized distribution of what? Music, song, software programs, television programs, video games, books, photographs, and other periodicals, which is published by someone and unauthorizedly someone is redistributing and gaining money from that, or using that particular information for their own commercial purpose, economical gain. That is piracy. use of pirated material is prohibited. Not only in India, in whole world, the pirated material is prohibited. If you take a second example, if you went to the video library, you can observe that there are many DVDs and many CDs are available in a very few cost of new movies. So what exactly is this? These are the pirated DVDs and pirated movies. Coming in the market before its release. That is a piracy. And this is the common problem in the world related with the copyrighted materials that are published over the internet or that are published. How we can stop the piracy? Is there any way to stop the piracy? Yes, of course, you can stop the piracy. So, which are the ways that you have to use to stop the piracy? The first way is register your copyrighted work in a timely manner. So, there are two ways to register your copyrighted work. First is before the publishing, and second one is within 3 months after publishing. That will enables you to protect your work that you are published. If you are not doing it into a timely manner, someone definitely steal your information and claims that he is the owner of the particular information. In fact, the information is stolen from you and you are not able to do anything with respect to that. So best practice is that whatever the work you are publishing, register it with copyright in timely manner. Second thing is that place copyright notices on your publications. This act as an alert. If someone observe the notice, there is chance by observing that particular notice, they are not going to do a piracy with respect to your work. That prevents your work from theft. The third way is that join forces with the other publishers. You have to make an association with the other publishers like you and share information about what is the biggest privacy problems are there, how we are going to stop it, and how we are going to design strategies and solutions that have worked best to prevent the piracy. Next way to stop the piracy is proactively you have to monitor the internet. Whatever the activities is going on, or what are the activities going on the internet, you have to observe it proactively in day to day life basis. If you want to protect your information, if you want to protect your material. Next thing is that you have to develop an effective enforcement strategy. That strategy helps to protect the particular information that you are publishing. If you are like most publishers, you are likely to find that there is a more piracy occurring than you have the ability to address. This is where having an effective enforcement strategy comes into play. It is important to develop such kind of strategy that prioritizes your company or your company's biggest problem. For example, you may want to prioritize taking enforcement action against the piracy on the more popular websites in the countries with the better copyright laws and enforcement records, or privacy taking place on sites where the pirated copies are being sold. So that is the a part of your strategy that you have to develop for your own material to protect. The next thing is that develop a working relationship with the government agencies and intermediaries. You have to make a relationship with the government agencies, as well as you have to develop a relationship among the co-workers, that you are they are helping you, they are involving in the particular process. So the next thing is that you have to understand the limits of technological solutions. Like you have to put a watermark on the particular content that you are designed, so it will also protect your information, or someone is using that particular information, they must have to give the reference of you, and by that way you are recognizing in the world that the information is related to you. The next thing is that you have to focus your enforcement efforts on the ringleaders. When you examine the piracy of your products, don't just stop with the pirate. Do your due diligence and find out where the pirates obtain a pirated product. And break the supply chain. What you may find is that many different sellers are obtaining their inventory from one source. Remove Removing the initial supplier may be better use of limited resource than going after all the low hanging sellers. So you have to break the chain, and if you are breaking the chain, you can stop a piracy of your content. The next thing is that You have to consider alternative business model. Alternative business models, you have to develop for that. That is a way to access and use your publications that will make a piracy a less attractive option. So if you are making alternative business models, are the people who are pirating your publications potential customers who are engaging in piracy because your publications are not accessible to them in a way or at a price point that they desire. Sometimes you have to provide a best solution on that. You have to put a price of your content affordable to everyone. So you can decide over the content, you can decide your own for that reason. The next thing is that whatever the license and contract that you are making, you have to tighten a security, tighten a license and contracts that you are providing. So that can also help to protect your material. Whatever the conditions, whatever the terms and conditions that you are providing into a license and contract, that should be a clear one, and that is closely connected with the rights. And whatever the conditions and the terms that you are involving into the license, they must be related with the law, concerning with the law. So there are different ways that we are discussed to stop the piracy. The next point is insider threats. Who is insider threat? An insider threat is a person who is working within an organization. We can say employee, former employee, contractors, business associates, who are concerning with your organization, who are concerning with your organization's information. And these peoples sometimes disclose your information to the outside world, your business information to the outside world, your sensitive information. So these kinds of peoples, these kinds of threats are called as a insider threats, who are residing inside or who work for you, former employees such as they know all the types of security measures and security things related to your business, and for gaining a more profit, for gaining a more money from the others, they are distributing that information, sensitive information, as they have. So this type of threat is called as an insider threat. This threat is related to the security, and this originated within the targeted organization. And this doesn't mean that insider trade is a current employee or officer in the organization. They could be consultant, former employee, business partner, or board member. So there are some types of insider threats, such as turn blocks and pawns. These two are the types of insider threats. That depend, that categorization that depends upon the action conducted by the particular peoples. Sometimes purposefully, some peoples are stealing data and exploit or explore it for the outsiders. There are different reasons behind that, to gain a money, to gain a position, to get a new job, whatever. But they are exploring that particular information, sensitive information, to the outside world. And these peoples are called as a turn clocks. And some peoples are just normal employees, and by mistake, sometimes they lost data, they lost their laptops, sensitive information, email can be sent on the wrong email address mistakenly. They are not doing it purposefully, but they are mistakenly doing such kind of thing. But although it is a unintentional thing, it is a threat to the security. So this kind of people is also called as pawns. So these are the threats, types of insider threats. Now, how you are able to find out insider threats? Depending upon the action conducted by and their behaviors. I just comparing these two things. With respect to the action, they are obtaining large amount of data. Unnecessarily, they are collecting a data, attempting a bypass for the security, that is the behavioral changes, sharing data to the outside world, outsiders, the data that is a sensitive with respect to your information and must be protected, and such kind of data they are going to share with someone and requesting sensitive information although they are not concerning with the job profile, use of unauthorized storage, violating security policies, acting unusual. These are the some symptoms, we can say symptoms of insider threats. Someone is doing such kind of thing, then you have to quickly understand that the person is like an insider threat. Next thing is that how to defend from the insider threats. You have to monitor the activity, whatever the activity as discussed in the previous slide. You have to monitor that activity. If the activities are present, then you have to uh, solve that particular problem with the help of different methods. You have to identify where the sensitive data is stored, and with respect to that, who is going to be access that particular data and who should access. You have to give the privileges to the employees. to access that particular data. You have to provide alarm system such as the notifications if they are performing abnormal activities over the data over the particular computer system. And most important thing is that if your employee is having a mindset related to the data security, this is the very good method to avoid a insider threat problem. So you have to put into a employer's mind there is a must to secure your data. You have to create awareness in the mind of employees. So these are some ways, ideas about how to uh, avoid insider attacks, insider threats. The next point is a defensive information. It is a very short point and I just cover it with the help of some examples and uh, with some points. Every information is important and you must have to protect that particular information from the cyber attacks. But some information is very sensitive such as military information or business information, business policies, or your personal data, your personal pictures, your personal uh, information or private data, customers private data, mobile number, email address, etc, etc. These are the information that someone have. But if suppose that you have such kind of information, then you have to protect that particular information, and this protection is called as a defensive, or we can say this protection is called as a defense of that particular information from a cyber attacks. And whatever the information that you are defending from the cyber attack, it's called as a defensive information. So up to this we will complete piracy, insider threat, and defensive information. Now in the next lecture we will going to see our next security respect, or next respective security mechanisms in cyber security. Thank you.